Welcome everyone to another episode of the Definitive Crusade. I am your host as always, joining the machine, Hughes. Joining me is across the pond. It's late. Well, it's not late yet. Joining me from across the pond are my crusading colleagues, Random Dude Josh.
How's it going?
It's like, do you know what? I've noticed when I do pods, I end up like drinking lager, so I thought it'd be nice and healthy. I've got my water here and I'm slurring words. What's going on?
Maybe you should have been drinking lager instead.
Yeah, maybe. So good. Freyja, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Hope you appreciate the football jersey.
Yeah, I noticed it earlier.
And yet you did not say anything. How like you. Bring on hockey season. All right, okay. Enough sports. We're here now to talk about some comics. We are still in the future state. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a little bit wiped out by this future state. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I was going to. Josh, what do you think?
It definitely has. It has its bright moments, but those are few and far in between.
Okay, and Freyja, how do you feel about this whole event so far? Now we're kind of halfway through. We're starting to see like the second wave of books coming in. So
yeah, I'm just happy it's gonna be over soon.
Good shout. I'm with Freyja on this actually, but I don't think we're going to be over as much as we think. There's a few of the books are going to get continued, aren't they? You know, we've got new Batman series coming out, the Maxi series. You've got a Wonder Girl book coming out, which is going to take on the hero of our first book, which is Future State Wonder Woman number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
Yeah.
So interesting cover. So it's written and art by Joelle Jones, colors by Jordi Belair. Letters by Clayton. You can't call it an event book if it's not got my letters in it. Cowles, sooner or later he is going to sue me for saying these things. Josh, Future State Wonder Woman number 2. This was your call, was it not?
It was, and for whatever reason, I don't. Is this issue number 2? Looking at the cover, 2? Even though it says issue number 1 in the bottom left-hand corner.
No, that's issue 2. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I was having a slight moment. Either way, okay. So, if you remember from the previous time that we reviewed Future State Wonder Woman, we absolutely adore this Wonder Woman. Absolutely adore her. And I am very, very happy that this Wonder Woman still is now my favorite Wonder Woman. She is in the underworld trying to find one of her comrades, Portia, I believe is her name. And just this entire book was a fantastic read. I loved every second of it. It may have to do with the fact that I love the whole Greek and Roman mythology and the whole underworld and Hades and the Lord of Death. But this is just fun. I thought the artwork was spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought to rip off the boatman's hand and then throw it to get the dogs to go? Genius. Absolutely genius. Her interaction with Hades was awesome. What's not to love about this book? This is the one bright moment out of Future State that I'm actually happy with. The other will be when it all ends.
2 points, 2 distinct points. The first thing and the last thing.
Exactly. But honestly, she's my favorite Wonder Woman. I'm done with Diana.
You can't say that. Well, you can't say that.
Well, I just did.
You just did, yeah.
So,
okay.
But I thought the artwork for Hades was spot on. Very well done. And just overall, I love this Wonder Woman. I would say I would prefer reading this Wonder Woman over Batman Beyond.
Whoa, Josh has got a new fetish book, everyone. There you go. He will be pleased when Wonder Girl kicks off after the future state.
Yeah, we'll see.
There you go. It's going to feature this Wonder Woman, so yeah,
we'll see, because we've seen this happen with other books where it's same character, but if it's written by somebody else, or the artwork is done by somebody else,
that's true.
It's not going to have the same woo. I mean, look at Punchline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We love Punchline in the Joker war, but the moment she was in something else, it's like,
yeah, that's a good call. Freyja, you're not much of a Wonder Woman fan. How's this new Wonder Woman working out for you?
Like I said when we talked about it, the first issue, I actually really like this one because she actually has a personality. She has flaws and stuff, which is what makes a character interesting. If you have a perfect character, they're freaking boring, you know. So the fact that she's snarky and she has flaws, and
she did the thumb trick.
I have an issue with that art right there, when she's like, ta-da! Her fingers are like unnaturally skinny and long, so it's like
creepy. But the fact that when you mention her humor, I mean that panel, those couple of panels right there.
She has a good personality, and when I found out that she's going to continue, I was actually happy because I like her, and I don't really like Diana, and I never really liked Diana that well because she's too Miss Perfect goody, and it just bugs me. This one, she has flaws. She has, and things that attract people. Because you can relate to characters that have flaws. It's hard to relate to a character that has no flaws and just is perfect because they're the main character. So she's not a Mary Sue, essentially. I do agree also with Josh. I really like the artwork for the most part, besides, hand things and little nitpicks here and there. I already said this before, but I like her character design. I like the art. I just like everything about it. I also like how she's not really using a lasso. I like Hades' design. I like what are they called? Like the three seers when she falls down, and one like has the devil horn, and one looks like a bird, and one looks like a angry, guy. I like that. And I like Persephone showing up for a little bit. Because I'm a big fan of like different kind like mythologies, like Norse mythology, Greek mythology, Roman, into everything. So it was very interesting. I also like how this was essentially kind of like a retelling of that one story that I can't remember the name of, where he goes down into the underworld to rescue his wife.
Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, but he can't turn around to look at her, and in the end, he does.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's kind of a retelling of that story, because at the end of the day, she fails. She doesn't save the day. She kind of fails in her mission, and I kind of like the whole little thing at the end where it's like, what was it? Heroes. They're heroes not because they're perfect. They are heroes because they overcome their imperfections. I was like, I like that, which is true. I also really like the fact that we're looking at not the normal Themyscira that we know of. It's like a different sect of it. What Hades called them? The do not do. What was it? And Escada? I don't even know. It's on page like 10 or 11 or something. It's a different sect of the Themyscira Amazonians.
Oh, yes. Esquicida.
Esquicida. Yeah, so I like how we're getting them, and then I like the designs from when the rest of them pull her out. I like the different designs of the Amazonians. I like their armor designs there. That's also kind of a page where I have a problem with the artwork, but let's say that's just me nitpicking.
Because it wouldn't be a Freyja review if you didn't nitpick.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, let's save those for Superman, eh? Because there's a couple of stonkers on Superman that I noticed. I thought, whoa, Freyja's going to go all Kryptonian on his ass.
But yeah, overall, I really like this. I'm happy she's continuing on. I like Yara. So hopefully they continue to write her well. But as we all know, that's hit and miss.
Yeah. And we get a cameo from Jerry.
And Jerry!
Yay!
I like Jerry.
I thought I had to reflect on this book for me. I don't know. It seemed it's an origin story of sorts. All right. So you get a simple quest. Through this quest, we get to know the character, we get to see their imperfections and so on, and the strengths and what they can do and that sort of thing. And then when she fails, my first thought, well, what was the point of that then? I've wasted 2 books. I'm like, really? So I had to actually take a step back and reflect a little bit. And you know what? When I did that, I totally appreciated the fact it wasn't about the winning. It was about her learning something about herself, about who she can be, and as Freyja said, that last panel. That last page kind of encapsulates that perfectly. Art-wise, I didn't think it was as smooth as the first issue. I thought there were a couple of perspective issues, especially towards the beginning of the book. Let me see, where is it? Kind of that very first panel on where she says the underworld. Go but page 3, please, Josh. One more. There you go. Just the way her leg is, that leg, in comparison to everywhere else. I'm not sure if different perspectives off somewhere. That text box doesn't help.
This dark one.
Yeah, another one above it. This one they were on the one that says there is much more debate in the circles. Yeah, that doesn't help the perspective issue at all. And then on the next page, she's when she's jumping, I'm not sure what's going on with her right leg. Is it supposed to be flat or angled or whatever? But then other panels, page 6, where she's walking through the field, great. When she's in Hades' realm, perfect. Love it all. Colors are fantastic. Georgie Belair pulls it out of the hat again. I don't think there is a better colorist at the minute than Georgie Belair. I mean, we've seen it do crazy color schemes like that. Remember that gold issue for Batgirl a few months back, where it was just all gold, and then she comes and drops this in. This could be a Magnolaverse book. It is that good. So, no, I agree, Josh and Frey. I think this has been kind of like the one bright spark for Future State that has really actually lived up to its ideas, definitely. Where others seem to have fallen a little bit flat, this one's maintained. And if they keep Joelle Jones, I'm sure the Wonder Girl book will be fantastic.
Let's hope so, because we've seen that with other books where a writer
with this character.
Well, yeah, but we've seen it where it's like one writer will do really, really great on one story or one character. They jump over to another, and it really does take on that feel.
Yeah, I mean, the Superman Wonder Woman book, for example, is horrendous. And it's the same character that this Wonder Woman is. It's crazy. All right. So we mentioned Superman, Wonder Woman, so we might as well spend some time with the second part of that little dynamic duo. We're going with Superman. Is it Man of Metropolis? Is that what it's called?
Superman of Metropolis.
Superman of Metropolis. There we go. Number 2. Written by Sean Lewis. Art by John Timms, colors by Gabe Elteeb, letters by Dave Sharp. This is one of the $7.99 books, so there are 2 backup stories with this. You get a Mr. Miracle story, which I have to say was an absolute hard pass for me. And then you get the second part of the Guardian story, which kind of follows on what was going on with Metropolis when it was stuck in the shrunken city in the bottle. Superman of Metropolis. Freyja, if there's one character you hate more than Wonder Woman, generally speaking, it is Superman. And yet you picked this book.
Yeah, well, there's not much to pick.
Yeah, we'll give you that one. We'll give you that one. All right, take it away, Freyja. The colors are nice.
Yeah, colors are nice. Mostly. Okay, so the artwork.
Go for the jugular. Go on.
What is wrong with freaking John through this entire book? Like, he's like, he's muscular, and then he's like emaciated, and then he's muscular again, and then he's emaciated. Like,
it changes his size more times than Godzilla does in that Matthew Broderick movie.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Like,
I can't believe you just referenced that stupid movie.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna ignore that. Anyway, like, it's just like you look at like page 7, I guess, when he's surrounded by the clones of Superman, which I also have a problem with the clones of Superman.
Okay.
Superman. So he's like, if you look at him, well, first of all, let's look at his foot right there, and I don't know what the crap's going on with that thing.
We will call that the Rob Liefeld foot.
It's just, it kind of looks all misshapen. And then he's like super skinny, and I'm like, I know, but it just, his forearm, the length of his is bigger than like his bicep, like it's like twice as long. Probably about the same length as his femur going on. Like, it's not right. Also, I understand these are supposed to be Superman clones, but why don't they have faces? And how can they talk to him if they don't have faces? They don't have mouths, they don't have noses, they don't have eyes, so how can they see him? And also, I'm pretty sure clones, when you grow something that's a clone, it still grows a face. So
I'm just looking at page 6. I can see his hair, Superboy John. His hair's blown, but nobody else's cape's moving. So
yeah, I don't get it. It's also they did kind of Supergirl pretty bad too.
Yeah,
it's like it's just, I don't know why everyone is so and then. Also, one of them doesn't even look like a Superman clone. Well, I mean, I guess he is a Superman clone, but it doesn't look like Clark. It looks more like what's his name? Caleb?
Is it the one with the black shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that threw me. And it's just kind of dawned on me. Is that not supposed to represent the one from Action Comics? You know, the one when the Grant Morrison one where after New 52? Is that not supposed to represent that one? I'm not sure. Because I thought at first it was the dude from Teen Titans, and I was like, wait a second. They said there was no Superboy clones, and like, boom, there you go, there he is, Teen Titan dude.
And when you look at we'll call it the mullet Superman. I mean, if you're going for consistency, mullet Superman did not have the utility belt looking belt, where it had the big circle smack dab in the center. No, not like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, ugh. And then, like I said, they did Supergirl pretty bad, like in page 12? She's super emaciated. Like, she's dodging the laser on page 12, I think it is. Right there.
Yeah.
When she's dodging it, and then... But if you follow the curve, like, she has like maybe 2 inches of stomach/waist area going on, and that's terrible. And you look up above that, her arm is just super, like, or even next to it, she has like no arm, and it's just every character, like and then you go like my personal favorite, page 15.
Please let it be the one I picked. Yes, it is. Yes. Get in. Yes. I knew you'd pick up on this one. Yes.
Oh my god. It's so just I hate it. I hate it so much. And that's not even like the worst part for me. It's
Just remember you picked this.
I picked it because there was a lot of things wrong, and like everything about Superboy is wrong in this panel. And then if you go after that, where he's like, where it goes, meanwhile inside Brain Cell's ship, after right there, like just look at pretty much anything that's going on here, especially the final little skinny panel. They have the super skinny forearms on everyone and the skinny legs. And then Superboy's like, I don't even know. It kind of looks like a stretched out Gumby going far away. It's so bad. I don't know why they were so trying to keep him so skinny and small, and then he would get muscular again.
I just thought it was weird that they designed the brain cells to look like the logo from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Maybe they're bringing out a 42 book.
Yeah.
It reminds me of God, what was it? It was the Miyazaki film where there's these little black orbs, but then they have mouths. I don't remember if it's a Miyazaki movie or not, but I remember it was an anime, and these black orb things, and they also have an eyeball, I guess, but they grow teeth, and they're monsters. That's what they reminded me of. I'm like, what is this? But yeah,
thinking about that dude from Futurama.
No, I'm not thinking of her little pet. I don't remember his name now.
Okay, I want you guys to see this. What in the hell, blue hell, is going on with Jonathan's face right here?
Everything's wrong with Jonathan's.
It looks like he has Elvis chops, an anime eye. I mean, is he trying to match the Caleb Superman?
I don't know.
They might as well have just made him with no face.
Yeah. At this point, I mean, Superman doesn't have a face, so no.
Page 16 is one of my favorites. I've got to be honest. And I think page 16 is the one where that kind of I kind of threw the toys out the pram at page 16. I was like, right, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's there. It is.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, why is he so stretched out? And then I scrolled down because I saw he was flying, like floating. I was like, that'll explain it. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't really.
Yeah, he's freaking Stretch Armstrong in this thing. Like,
are we reading a Superman or Mr. Fantastic? I'm kind
of
confused.
He's so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Gotta leave some stuff for you guys.
Yeah. Is there anything left? Josh, is it ditto?
Okay. Yeah. It's in addition to everything that Freyja pointed out, and I was thinking the same thing. The panel where Supergirl is standing here before she gets the giant gun, she's standing at a weird angle, like her hip is out of socket. Like, who stands like that? Seriously. Paris Hilton, maybe? I struggled with this one. I probably should have read this first and then read Wonder Woman, so I'd feel better about myself. But at the same time, this made me appreciate Wonder Woman that much more. His right arm on this panel when he's punching all the Superman clones. The hell? I mean, I don't even know. There were so many things with this, and I've said multiple times that in order for a book to really be great, you have to have great writing and great artwork, or there needs to be that balance. The artwork on this is so off that it takes away from the story. So much that I'm just like, I think I have an idea of what's going on, but because of this artwork, it's distracting. So,
Okay.
and then the worst part, he pulls a freaking Tony Stark. I am Jonathan Kent, the Superman of. Sure, go ahead and tell everyone who you are.
Well, that's a Superman thing.
They already knew at that point. Oh, so Josh,
Yeah.
on your favorite page where he's punching the Superman. Once again, for me, how are they spitting out blood when they don't?
Yeah.
The artist was like, I'm just not going to give them faces to cut corners, but everything else. Or they just forgot to add the face. This is terrible.
This is the future state of Superman. No face.
Nobody's got faces.
Easy to keep an identity, I guess.
You need to wear a mask when you don't got a face.
Yeah.
They're just trying to match the new Batman.
The problem for me with this book is that you're absolutely right. The art is all over the place. I personally didn't mind the design of Supergirl, the Supergirl outfit. I thought that was fine. It's an interesting extrapolation from where she is in the TV show to where she was in her own book. In fact, this Superman's two-parter has felt like something that we would have seen in the old Supergirl run. You know, they were throwing crypto and you're there, right? Disappointed story-wise because there's nothing major, anything going on really. Disappointed because it doesn't go anywhere to explain how Supergirl transitions to Superwoman in the Future State Superwoman book, which is a total different kettle of fish to this. And then you've got the backup stories. Now, the Mr. Miracle one, as I said, hard pass, not interested. Pass straight by.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, nope, done.
Yep, didn't even bother.
Yeah, sorry about it. For everyone who's involved in that one, it's just no. However, the Guardian one, I gave some time to, and I have to say that I enjoyed the art by, I think it's Cully Hamner, who provides the art for this book. It has like a pseudo John Romita Jr., Klaus Janson feel to it, where it's a bit blocky, to highlight the fact that they're down and dirty in the dark streets of Metropolis. Yeah, it's a different take. It's a different character. I was all right with that, actually. I was like, okay. A bit nonsensical because the whole effort is totally blown when Superboy turns up again and saves the day. So you kind of think, well, was it really worth all that effort, Guardian? I'm not sure. But it's written by the same guy who wrote the main story, so there's going to be a level of entwining in there. So yeah, both written by Sean Lewis. So if you like your Superman family ideas, then the Guardian part will probably do it for you as well. But to be honest, $7.99 for these each, that is, for these two books, not worth it at all. At least in my opinion. So there you go. And then probably
You're
ours
not
as well.
wrong.
Not wrong. All right, we're going to take a quick break while I'm going to try and see if I can get some vodka in my water. Only kidding, folks. Whilst we take a quick breather, why don't you check out this advert for our fantastic show, Flipside Focus.
Let me ask you a question. Are you wanting to read a new comic book that has nothing to do with the big two? Are you tired of looking through countless titles and have no idea where to begin? Well, don't you worry, because the Random Dude Josh and Johnny the Machine Hughes has the podcast for you. Flipside Focus, only on the Undercover Capes Podcast Network.
You know, we need an advert for K-pop with Freyja doing her K-pop singing. That'd be
Yes.
Sorry, I don't.
If you all want that ad to be made, let us know in the comments so that way the audio guy will put that together.
Can I vote? Can I vote?
No.
Well, if you leave a comment,
down, I can get people to do a karaoke night, and they'll make you do it too.
So, Hey, it's a long way to go to see you sing, but I'll be doing that. I'll be all for that. Once the travel corridors are open, I am there.
So
Yeah.
speaking of the indie route, before we jump into the next book, for those of you who follow the indie circuit, Scott Snyder has a book that'll be coming out with Image Comics, Noctera, that he's doing with Tony Daniel.
Yep. Did you guys?
Fantastic book.
Yeah. Have you looked at the Keanu Reeves book? I heard that's been selling a lot.
Oh, wow. Is it about as exciting as Cyberpunk 2077?
Has it got a better story than John Wick 3?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what they say, it sold like a crazy amount. So
yeah.
So he sold over 600,000 copies.
Whoa, that is impressive. Yeah.
Well, and the reason why I bring up Noctera, I had the opportunity to represent Comic Crusaders at the press panel for Noctera, and hear directly from Scott Snyder. So that was a fantastic panel.
And not to jump on the bragging bandwagon on this, I've got the advance review. So it'll be on Comic Crusaders this week.
It's good. It is good. Should make sure to check that out. But back to the big two.
All right, okay, back to DC and the future state. What's up next? You know what? It's my choice. Oh my god! And you know what? I picked this purely because of Freyja. Not in like a crazy revenge plot or anything. Not yet, at least. We looked at, when Future State first started. We kind of gave the first part of this book kind of like a bit of a quick pass. We kind of looked at it and whatever. I remember Freyja saying how much she liked the art, and it was quite. And Josh, I think you said it was quite Batman Beyond-esque. So I thought when this second book rolled around, because we didn't give a great deal of attention to the first issue, I thought we best set matters straight. You know, so because
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. Right, it's written by Stephanie Phillips, who I absolutely love her writing. Art by Simone DeMeo and Tony Infante. Colors by Tamara Bonvillain, who has got the best name in comics. Letters by ACW's Troy Patiri. There you go. Freyja, because I picked this for you, we'll start with you first on this one.
Oh, I feel so special. Okay, so
I meant, you know what? I actually genuinely meant that. You know, I'm not taking the mickey. You said you liked the art the first time out, so
yeah,
I'm giving you like props.
Well, nothing has really changed. I will nitpick the art a little bit more because spent a little more time on this. Overall, I do like the style of the art. I like the redesign of the characters. I like the redesign of Black Mask. I like how his eyes are glowing and it's gold and black, and then he has some white going on. I like the design of Scarecrow, even though you don't really see him that much. I like the mask design, especially like on page 14. It has like the close up of the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I like that design. I like how it's glowy. Pretty interesting. I like Harley Quinn's design. But the only reason I like her design is because it reminds me of Ramona Flowers from frickin' Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's great spot. Well done.
That's the only reason. Yeah, the only reason I like this Harley Quinn. Well, I don't like this Harley Quinn, but I like her character design is because it reminds me of Ramona. It doesn't look at all like Harley. Like it doesn't. This isn't Harley to me. This is Ramona. And then I start reading, and then that's when things change. But art style wise, I like all of the redesigns. Like I said, Black Mask looks cool. I even like the little thing going on page 15 where Harley's smashing up all the glass. There is kind of a face issue with Harley going on when she's kicking and whatnot, but I like the design. But It's very anime. It's very bright. It's kind of bubblegummy a little bit. However, if we go back, now I'm going to nitpick the art. If we go back to, let's just go to page 11 when she's talking to Crane and there's like the hologram of Black Mask. I think it's 11.
This one?
Yeah, so Harley has some, well, actually, back one more is where I want to start, where she starts fighting with Crane. Like, that waist back situation is a little bad, to say the least. And then it just kind of continues when they're kind of fighting with each other, and then you go to the next page, and she doesn't have a waist, and it's just weird. Her waist just does this weird, like, non-existent thing.
On this panel right here.
Yeah, so it gets kind of funky. And that just kind of happened on and off again throughout the rest of the book. They just have these weird waist things going on with her. And then honestly, and then the story, I don't know what the crap's going on. Like, why is, like, I'm still confused why Crane is a detective now and why Harley's helping him.
So Crane's using it's Silence of the Lambs meets the Gotham villains, basically. Yeah. Crane's using Harley and her psychological expertise to work out where the big bads that aren't in Arkham are, and then the dysfunctional duo are off to find them.
That doesn't make any sense because Crane is a psychiatrist too.
Hey, I didn't write it. I'm just saying that's what's going on.
Crane isn't some outsider looking in. He was Scarecrow. He was a psychologist too. He was super intelligent. Why the crap does he need Harley for anything? He even knows Black Mask's. Also, why did Black Mask leave his mask at the crime scene? Is that a new thing? Is that like a calling card for him now? He takes his mask off? I thought he couldn't take his mask off. Or I guess that's one version. But it's because I was confused. I'm like, what is Black Mask doing? And then I'm like, oh, that's Harley wearing his mask. Why does Harley have Black Mask's mask? So that's where this all falls apart. Like, the artwork's great, in my opinion, but then like the main story just doesn't make any sense. It's just ridiculous. They're trying to shoehorn a Harley book where it doesn't need to be a Harley book. Like, if they had changed Crane, or it should have been someone else, honestly. I don't know why. So
before we get to Josh, Freyja and I were talking before the pod, and we were talking about the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey book that came out this week also. And Freyja pointed out, she said, is it Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or is it just Harley Quinn? Which is a fair shout, fair point. Reading this book, this isn't a Harley Quinn book. This is a Black Mask Scarecrow book that just happens to have some Harley Quinn thrown in it. It's like the reverse of that. I expected this to be a Harley thing, and it very much isn't. I think it's been misadvertised, if anything. I don't mind. I like the writing. I like Stephanie Phillips' stuff. I like the conversation and the way she used a Black Mask to tempt Scarecrow to return back to wearing his mask. I like that kind of dialogue in there. But other than that, I think for me the art is too digital. It's too it just doesn't seem naturally flowing. I think you've kind of picked up on some of that with the waist sizes and stuff. It's just I don't know. It looks more geometric than lines.
I think that may also be the old timer in you.
Yeah, maybe that's a fair shout. That is probably Freyja's laughing at me being old again. That's fine.
I just thought that was a good plug for the old timers comic book show.
Well, I appreciate that, but obviously now Freyja's laughing at me, so that's.
I'm not laughing at you.
She's laughing with you.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm not laughing. Are you laughing?
I'm laughing with Josh.
Hey,
he's Josh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's 2 against 1. All right, pick on the Brit time again.
Cheers.
Josh. Yeah. All right, Josh.
So with Freyja, I kind of got lost in the story as far as what the hell was going on. Partially because I was, caught up with the artwork. My first issue, why the hell is Black Mask looking like a richer version of Kraven the Hunter? I don't know if that's Roman Sionis' thing. I do like the style of his mask.
Of course, you realise that Kraven the Hunter is now Kraven the Preserver because we're
Oh.
keeping the planet safe and everything.
Well, I like the updated take on Scarecrow, kind of basing it off of Arkham Knight.
It's funny you should say that. Exactly where he is now in that factory, that background reminds me of so many of those sort of like Arkham games, especially Origins, where he's in like the bowels of has to get rid of the bombs and stuff. So,
yeah. So I mean, I like Scarecrow. Scarecrow is a fantastic character. We'll call it Detective Crane. That's what we'll call him for the moment. Didn't really care for it. But once he put the mask on and we get Scarecrow, that's when I was a little more interested. I actually enjoyed the fight between the two of them. And I agree that with both of you, this should have just been a Scarecrow and Black Mask book. It's kind of like, it could have just been Black Mask versus Scarecrow with a cameo from Harley. But of course, that's not what the powers that be will do.
Honestly, they should have just called it something like freaking Arkham Villains or something.
Yeah, Rogues Gallery or something.
Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, aside from Harley's waist issue,
Scarecrow fingers.
Well, yeah, but there's all the toxin around, so we'll just say that was the fear toxin.
Okay.
Bringing Freyja's fears to life. I mean, it's not as bad as Superman Man of Metropolis.
Yeah, that's true.
of Metropolis. I mean, so I don't know. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed seeing Black Mask more than anything else. So, yeah.
So there's going to this Harley Quinn is going to be continued on. Maybe not this Harley Quinn, but Stephanie Phillips is taking on the book after Future State, and she's going to be joined by artist Laura Braga, whose art you will have seen in the next Batman issues 2 and 3, where she covered over the breakdowns from Nick Devington. So
I hope that if that's the case, that the artwork steps it up than what we got in the next Batman. Because
well, let's just let's keep our open mind, because look at Joelle Jones, for example. We said this before. We were none of us were massive fans of her Catwoman book, and we were really disappointed because we were looking forward to that book. Yet you see Joelle Jones on Wonder Woman and it works.
Mm-hmm.
So
and maybe that's going to work to their advantage. Her advantage. Different book, different direction.
Characters, different theme, different vibe. And also I imagine that Laura will be working on her own breakdowns rather than going off somebody else's, which can kind of henpeck and kind of force an artist's hand somewhat, I would assume. Not being an artist myself, of course. All right, we've got time for one more book. So we are going to go with a book that we all kind of enjoyed first time around, although we didn't know what the Jiminy Cricket was going on. So we are back to find out what exactly was going on in Future State Swamp Thing. All right, so here we are. It's written by regular Justice League Dark writer Ram V, art by Mike Perkins. The gorgeous colors are by June Chung, and then letters provided by Edita Bidikar. There you go. Now that we've got the second part of this book, Josh, are you any further forward?
Nope. Nope. And maybe it's I've never been a big Swamp Thing fan, but I don't know. I will admit the colors are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But from everything that I've seen out of Swamp Thing since being on the Definitive Crusade, just for whatever reason, they have way too much going on. And maybe it's because they're trying to take a lot more of those natural color tones
Mm-hmm.
that causes some issues, at least in my eyes, of trying to make everything legible and readable.
Okay.
So, to be honest, it's not one that's really on my Swamp Thing, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Not something I'm gonna go out of my way to read or pick up, but still better than Superman and Metropolis.
Is that going to be the next thing? Is that our next? It's going to be our next slogan. I like the colors, and it's better.
Yeah,
I like the colors, and it's better than Superman and Metropolis.
So I mean, we could have different tiers. We've got the colors are nice.
Yeah, colors are nice. Yeah.
Better than Superman and Metropolis.
Yeah.
Or damn it, Barry Allen. So I mean,
we should get. You know what, Josh? That's our next project. We are going to do a TDC T-shirt, and it's going to have our favorite catchphrases on.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Badge on one side, the phrases down the other. All right. So there you go.
Oh, if we could have them down the sleeves too, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. Cool. We'll play with that. See what we can get.
Yep.
See what we've got. Yeah. So just remember, Freyja, we're now listening for your catchphrases.
Great.
Freyja says great. Go on then, Freyja. Swamp Thing.
Okay. I still don't know what the crap's going. So I mean, we know who's in the test tube now, which honestly, having him outside of the test tube would have been more interesting. Mm-hmm. But sure, let's just shove Obsidian into the damn test tube and make him all right then.
The thing is, they made Obsidian look like Vision.
That's true too. I was like, well, Obsidian kind of. Let's be honest, he always kind of looked like Vision.
Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah.
So, just. But yeah, I was like, because in the last book, that's all I really wanted to know. I'm like, who's in the test tube? And they're like, oh, it's Rice. It's Obsidian. I'm like, oh, it's Todd Rice. Okay. So, which he's a more interesting character. I would have preferred to have like a book about him. But anyway, like I don't know what the whole point of this was. So I guess Swamp Thing did destroy the Earth, but he says he didn't. But I don't. It doesn't explain why he wanted to find the humans either. And then when he found the humans, he's like, oh, okay. And then he kills all of his people that he created. And I'm like, why'd you take the time to create these creatures if you're just going to kill them in the end, Swamp Thing? What does that have to do with anything? You even killed the cute little freckle girl. Like, what was the point? And then he becomes a big tree. And I'm like, oh, good for you. I mean, you can be anywhere in the universe as long as there's plant life. So I don't know if this was supposed to, I honestly have no idea what the point of this whole book was. Maybe I'd had to read more Swamp Thing.
All right, so let me jump in then and see if we can make some sense out of this. So I believe that the point of this book is that Swamp Thing has done something, or he's been used to create a weapon or whatever and destroy. You see it in the book, a huge giant Godzilla version of Swamp Thing who attacked the humans and so on. and cause all the destruction. Swamp Thing has now decided that he is going to try and save whatever humans are left by hook or by crook. The little plant people, they are manifestations of his emotional state, and they represent different parts of him, and that's kind of that element.
So it's more. More. We'll just go Morgan's organs mixed with Swamp Thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, a little bit like that. They're using obsidian.
Morgan's organs was better.
They're using obsidian to black out the sun because I think the blacking out the sun will get rid of Swamp Thing because he's plants and needs photosynthesis. To be fair, I would have preferred if they'd use a Calypso instead of obsidian for that sort of stuff. But that's just my personal take. It's a bit. It feels, the premise of it feels a little bit Vertigo. I love the colors. I thought the colors were great. That's not the cliched one we use for when a book sucks. The colors are absolutely great in this book. I love the fonts. I love the letters on there. It just makes the book so damn easy to read. It is wordy, so you've got to pay attention. The whole Pharaonic Man in there, I could have done without it. I would have preferred it to be Arcane than it to be him, to be fair, if you want to go old school. Swamp Thing. But all in all, I think as a pair, as a bookend, part 1 and part 2, I thought it was all right. I thought it was, interesting. I would like to have seen some sort of nod as to how and why he is also in the Immortal Wonder Woman book, because he makes a bit of a guest star in that as well. So they've given you this whole future state timeline, but they haven't given you where the drops are, so you don't know how they all interact just yet. So I would have liked to see a little bit of that. I thought it was interesting. I thought out of the books we've looked at today, it was a clear second. Wonder Woman by far, then this, then the Harley Future State book, and then anything else I've read before getting out of Superman. So no, I thought that's kind of the skinny. I thought the art was kind of reminiscent of a little bit like Kelly Jones-esque, but for those that are interested, these aren't just the only Future State books out this week. You'll also be able to get Future State The Flash #2, and also, of course, the next Batman #3 is also out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Future State books left to go. Left this week. We are currently so we've got next week. So we maybe got 2 weeks left to go. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Reading this and you thought lockdown was bad. Are you looking forward to any other Future State books? Are we going to find out what's happening with Shazam? Do we care?
I'll probably check out Shazam, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I kind of liked that. It was a nice setup.
I'm going to look forward to the Catwoman book because I thought that the first issue was gorgeous and I'm intrigued. So there's also, it might explain how Bruce gets back in the city and starts doing the dark detective thing. So,
yeah.
Josh?
I don't know. I want more Wonder Woman. That's the one that's really kind of caught my attention. Next Batman, I'm done. I'm done with that. I don't even have any desire to read Justice League, the Future State Justice League.
Yeah, you know what? I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
So at that point, I'm not even intrigued. Even Dark Detective, I'm kind of
I'm on the fence on that one. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think what else is I mean, we've got Kara Zor-El, Superwoman coming out.
Yeah. Legion of Superheroes.
Robin Eternal, I think that's another one that I may have to take a look at to see. Teen Titans #2.
Your favorite? You love Teen Titans.
You know what? Shut your whore mouth.
Teen Titans go. All right, so we've still got a swathe of books to look forward to, if that's the right phrase. All that's left for me to do then, guys, thanks very much for spending the time. Totally appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool. Excellent. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows, including the already advertised Flipside Focus. Freyja, K-pop.
Yep, K-pop Cosmos once a month.
Okay. Josh?
Oh, we've got a new episode of the Jank Think Tank coming out. So if you're a big Magic the Gathering fan, our newest addition to the Undercover Capes podcast network with Matthew Osborne, he will be going through another deck tech that is pretty gnarly.
There you go.
So I'm excited for that.
And of course, you've got the Old Timer Comic Book Show over on our YouTube channel. So there you go. Keep everything UCPN. And this is Johnny Machine Hughes. Say adios.